Hello and welcome to Living in Longmont, your go-to source for everything you need to know about relocating right here to the beautiful state of Colorado. Now, if you're considering a move to Colorado, you're likely wondering about the best places to live, work, and play. And today, we're taking a deep dive into the questions that I've got several times on this channel, which is, what is a better place to live? Southern Colorado, which is going to be south of Denver, or northern Colorado, which is going to be north of Denver. The comparison between southern and northern Colorado focuses on what matters most: the cost of living, the economy, housing, and what lifestyle you can expect. Now, whether you're drawn to the scenic views of Castle Rock, yes, they're beautiful, or the community of Longmont, I've got you covered. So make sure to stick around to the end of the video where I cover some crucial lifestyle differences between southern and northern Colorado. So let's get started. And we're gonna get started by taking a look at a geographical map of Colorado I've got set up right over here. So we can jump on over here and we are gonna start with the epicenter of the Front Range. And let's go ahead and talk about the Front Range, because the Front Range is going to just be the mountain range where the plains hit the mountains right here. And you can see that that's divided by I-25. So we're gonna stick to that. Now, when we're talking about northern or southern Colorado, let's make Denver the epicenter right here, but we're gonna put a giant X through that, because if you're watching this video, my guess is you're not really interested in city life, being next to millions of people, and you want more of the nature, the community, and culture that Colorado offers you here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and describe the Denver metro area, which is gonna be this area you see right here, and we are gonna go to the south of that area, following I-25 all the way down to Pueblo right here. So that's going to be our southern Colorado corridor, and our northern Colorado corridor is going to exit I-25 all the way up to Fort Collins. Now, we will be covering all of these little towns and areas, you know, Longmont. We're going to cover Colorado Springs. We're going to cover Pueblo. We're going to cover everything you need to know about southern and northern Colorado. So now that we have a little roadmap over here, let's get into the cost of living comparison. It's no secret that your budget can look very different depending on where you choose to live. Now, in cities like Castle Rock, Monument, which are going to be south of Denver, you're going to find a very good mix of affordability, upscale living, with the cost of groceries, utilities, and transportation slightly varying throughout those towns. Now, if you move to northern Colorado and look at Longmont and Erie, the story is going to be very similar, but each city has its unique advantages, especially when it comes to lifestyle, which I'm going to cover at the end of this video. So let's jump in and talk about the cost of living in Colorado, which is 6% higher than your national average, and housing is 21% higher than the national average, with utilities 8% lower. And when it comes to the basic necessities such as food and clothing, groceries, they're all going to be around 1% higher than the rest of the country. Now let's take a look at this awesome map that I made of the Front Range so you can see where housing prices fall with the most recent data I pulled from January 2024. Now, as we jump in and take a look at this map that I made for you guys, one of the things that I want to point out is going to be the cost of real estate and obviously housing, and I wanted to put some numbers on this map. So let's talk about it. Obviously, one of the major areas that you're going to see a huge difference in real estate value is going to be Pueblo. We'll talk about that. That is a more rural style community. Think ranching, cowboy boots, cowboy hats. That's what you can expect down in the Pueblo area. Moving on into Colorado Springs. Obviously, Colorado Springs is a very large city, but decently affordable as far as a $445 price point. Guys, I don't have anything against Denver. Denver's an amazing place. It's just not where I find that I'm going to be comfortable living, and I want to make videos for people that want to come to Colorado, possibly looking to start a family, already have a family, want to get a little bit more connected to community and nature. And so Denver's just not one of those places for me. So we got a giant red X through it because I like a little bit more space, and maybe you guys do too, but you look at the price, $631,000, and then you have the outlier up here, which is gonna be Boulder, Colorado at $1,440,000 for their home prices. And then you come up to Longmont at $580,000, $480,000 is gonna be in Loveland, and then you have Fort Collins, which is $625,000. So you can see by taking a look at this chart that there is going to be a place where you are going to feel a little bit more financially comfortable, but don't let that comfort dictate your lifestyle, which is the most important thing when you're looking at relocating to Colorado. Now, if you have any questions about the area or want to get personalized recommendations, all you have to do is shoot me a call or a text at 720-741-7474. I'm the guy who answers the phone calls, texts, and emails from people just like you. Now, the second thing we're going to discuss today is the economic overview of northern and southern Colorado. Economic vitality is key to the city's appeal, and the job market in Colorado Springs and Pueblo offers a range of different opportunities, especially in sectors like technology, defense, any military people out there, and healthcare. However, if you're leaning towards the north, in cities like Loveland, Longmont, and Berthoud are not to be overlooked with their growing tech industries and thriving small businesses. Plus, recent economic development projects across the northern Colorado region is promising, signaling strong growth for the job market and stability. Now, Colorado arguably has been a leading economy since the Great Recession, outperforming most other states in terms of employment, labor force, population, and GDP growth. Let's break down the numbers. Colorado is up considerably in the national ranking. The state's GDP increased to 2.2% in 2022, which is the 16th highest in the United States, and 1.5%, which is 24th in the United States in Q1 of 2023. And compare that to the average growth of 1.6% in the rest of the United States. You can be very clear and conscious when you say that Colorado has a stable, thriving, growing economy for everybody that's looking to relocate here. Now onto the housing market, a critical factor for anybody looking to relocate. The housing market in both the southern and northern cities offers a variety of options, from modern apartments and condos to single-family homes, as well as acreages and mountain properties. Colorado literally has everything you could possibly be looking for. Of course, it's spread out over a wide area, but I feel very confident after helping so many people relocate that there is going to be something for you. Now, if we're talking about home price averages, home prices in Colorado Springs and Pueblo might be more appealing to some, but the northern cities like Longmont and Erie provide a unique opportunity for community and lifestyle. So when we're talking about the difference in housing costs in the Front Range, which encompasses the northern and southern part of Colorado, including the speck on the map, Denver, you're gonna see properties get more expensive as you get closer to the mountains. Now, in the previous map that I set up for you, you could see Boulder's $1.4 million price tag, and only 15 minutes down the road, you're looking at Longmont at $580,000. So that is going to be a clear indicator, as well as the further you get out and away from Denver metro area, you're going to see the real estate prices diminish as well. This is due to the supply and demand. When you have beautiful communities close to the mountains, a lot of people are going to want to live there. When a lot of people want to live there, it puts upward pressure on the market price, and you're going to see this reflected all throughout the housing costs right here in northern Colorado. And one of the things that I really like to do for people, if you're watching this, is give you my broker access tools to the multiple listing service, so I can literally build a search for you and have it in your inbox. All you got to do is text me at this number down below, and I like to give you custom information that is going to be more tailored to your individual needs. Oh, this right here? Yeah. My wife slammed my head in the car door. I didn't think it was like really that noticeable until I sat in front of this camera, but I want you to know, hey, Noah's okay.
Thank God you're okay.
Now let's hop in and talk about what I believe is the most important thing when you're looking at relocating to Colorado, and that is going to be lifestyle and community. Of course, choosing a new home isn't just about the numbers, it's about the lifestyle and community that comes with it. Whether it's the outdoor adventures in Castle Rock, or the cultural events in Colorado Springs, or even the family-friendly atmosphere of Longmont, Loveland, and Berthoud, each city is going to have its unique character. So let's dive in and talk about the population and the lifestyle. And this time on the map, you can see right over here that I took the most recent census data to give you a bird's eye view of what the population looks like, where the people are going, and how that's going to impact your lifestyle. So as we take a look at this map, and you can see the almost 3 million people in the Denver metro area right here, which is why I just don't cover it, because there's 3 million people there. To me, I just want to stay as far away from that as possible. If you're into city life, if you're into the hustle and bustle, the concerts, the nightlife, the restaurants, the football games, the entertainment, Denver is an absolutely great place to live because it's also close to I-70 that you can see right here. It's just not something that I'm going to cover on this video because we are looking at north and south of Denver. So when we do that, you come on down here to Pueblo, again, a little bit more of a rural style town. I said this before, I want you guys to think rural, not necessarily soybeans and corn, but more rural in the fact of cowboy boots, Wrangler jeans, and cowboy hats. That's just the type of atmosphere that's in Pueblo. That's gonna differ when you come up here to towns that have 100,000 in them, such as Loveland and Longmont right here, which basically have the absolute same, for the lack of, a couple thousand people, the same population. Now, the difference being is that the community and culture up here in northern Colorado is going to be a little bit more community orientated. Now that is due to a couple of key factors. Number one, let's talk about Colorado Springs with almost 500,000 people in that town, and why some people are calling me to relocate from Colorado Springs to northern Colorado. It has a mix to do with the population as well as how the town grew and why there's so many people there. Now, if you know about Colorado Springs is typically a military installment. There's plenty of military presence there, and as such brings people to town. So what you have is you have a transient population of military personnel that knows they're going to be PCSing, which means that they leave to a new duty station in 3 years, and you have that paired with the larger city. The culture there is completely different than the culture up in northern Colorado, Longmont, Loveland, Berthoud, Fort Collins area, because we don't have the transient military population. We also have a lot smaller cities. You take a look at even Boulder. Boulder's got 104,000, Longmont 110, Loveland 109,000. So all three of those cities combined, and you throw in Fort Collins, is going to equal Colorado Springs. So you have a large city. Out here in northern Colorado, you have these small towns, which gives you a lot more intimate feel of the community. Here in these small towns, people are going to recognize you. You're going to see the same person at the gas station. You're going to see him at the grocery store a week later. Because of the population size, you get more personal relationships. People want to talk to you. They want to engage with you. They want to get together for play dates with your kids or your dogs or go hiking. And some of that does not happen in southern Colorado, especially particularly when we're talking about Colorado Springs, because of the size and the presence of the military, because they do leave every 3 years to a new duty station. People aren't really into forming relationships because they know they're just going to have to say goodbye to people. In contrast, when you look at northern Colorado up here, you are looking at small towns, all of them very, very small, and they're in sequential chaining to one another, which means that from Erie, which is going to be right here on the map, can't really see it on there, to Longmont's like 15 minutes. From Longmont to Berthoud, which is about right in this area here, it's about 15 minutes. From Berthoud to Loveland, 15 minutes. So all of these towns are interconnected. I see some of the same families and friends at different events throughout all of these cities, and everybody is very well connected to the communities and to the outdoor lifestyle that we get to live here. Now, if you take that in contrast to the southern Colorado region, if we're talking about outdoors and lifestyle, you can see the relationship of Colorado Springs is slightly more tucked up against the mountains than Longmont. Here, Longmont is about a 10 to 15 minute drive to Lyons, or about a 25-minute drive to Boulder, where you can get access to the mountains. So Colorado Springs is closer to the mountains, but only by about 10 to 15 minutes, which means that if you are looking for a nightlife, for bars, restaurants, entertainments, and you value all of those things over community, quiet, tranquil, nature type things, then you're going to want to stick to looking at Colorado Springs or Denver for those areas. If you want a little bit more family friendliness, like I already told you about, Loveland, Berthoud, Erie, Firestone, Frederick, all the way up to Greeley and Fort Collins are going to be amazing places for you to raise family, to take a breath, and just slow life down a little bit. Now, whether you are drawn to the vibrant communities north of Denver or the scenic landscape to the south, Colorado offers a diverse range of opportunities to suit everybody's lifestyle and budget. I hope this comparison of northern and southern Colorado provided you with some valuable knowledge to help you guide your decision. And if you found this video helpful, please do me a favor, like the video, subscribe so you don't miss my weekly videos telling you everything you need to know about what life is like right here in the Front Range. And you can call or text my cell number at 720-741-7474 with any questions. Thank you for joining me today, and make sure you go check out my full driving tour of Longmont, Colorado right here. Is it still up there? If it is, you should probably go click on it. That video right there. Check out Longmont, Colorado, full driving tour. Boom.